Hello folks, sorry about that, I was just listening to the lovely music. Gary Newman, our friends electric, modern update, cool stuff. What I'm just posting here is the Moscow Declarations. It was signed in 1943 by America, USSR, United Kingdom, and the Republic of China, which preceded the Communist People's Republic of China. But the nationalist, so-called nationalist Chinese Republic of that time were already in cahoots. I'll just get it up and quickly show you. So the Moscow Declarations. Yeah. There am I. Oh, there. Moscow Declarations. And it says, the four declarations signed during the Moscow Conference in October 30th, 1943. The declarations are distinctive from the communique that was issued following the Moscow Conference of 1945. They were signed by the foreign secretaries of the governments of the United States, United Kingdom, Soviet Union, and the Republic of China. Four declarations were signed at the conference: the Declaration of the Four Nations on General Security, the Declaration on Italy, the Declaration on Austria, and the Declarations on Atrocities. So obviously they're just on a takeover because that's what they do. So the Declaration on Atrocities was signed by the US President Roosevelt, British Prime Minister Churchill, unelected, Joseph Stalin. So it looks like China never signed that one. They noted that evidence of atrocities, massacres and cold-blooded mass executions which are being perpetrated by the Hitlerite forces in many of the countries they have overrun, and from which they are now being steadily expelled. Does that make sense? They're supposed to be mass executions, but they're getting expelled. They went on to state that Germans would be sent back to the countries where they had committed their crimes and judged on the spot by the peoples whom they have outraged. I don't think that ever happened. I think it was all the Nuremberg trials and the secret Soviet trials under Smersh. As for those Germans whose criminal offences had no particular geographical localisation, they would be punished by joint decision of the governments of the Allies. But this doesn't ring true. This is the whole problem with World War II, isn't it? USSR had already invaded Poland. You know, the plan was the Katyn Forest Massacre. Whenever it was going to take place, it was going to take place, and it did take place. And all the Germans were looking to do was to utilise the Danzig corridor to enter the parts of Germany that remained, which had been split, like the way Alaska is split from the main body of America. So imagine if America wanted to help people who were there, who were being persecuted by the communists of, let's say, Poland wasn't quite communist, but it had been invaded by the Soviets, like it has, it's on record. so you know, imagine that scenario. Would Americans defy the Canadian government to reach Alaska to help them people? I would suggest that they would, because they're American citizens under American protectionism. Same with the Falklands. You know, the Falklands War with Argentina, not exactly the same, but, you know, similar scenario. So I don't know why this declaration on atrocities is being drafted, other than the projection, because they never invaded the USSR when the famines were being forced onto the people in the Holodomors, the 3 Holodomors, amounting to over 16 million people perishing through the evils of communism and capitalism together, because obviously capitalism hasn't helped. But hear this, the National Socialist leader of Norway, Quisling, Henrik Quisling, I think, his consortium, his group, were actually in Ukraine and set up over 800 food outlets, food distribution outlets. Now you don't hear about that because you're not allowed to hear about the Holodomor. You're only allowed to hear about the holy hoax. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Cheers.